Unpacking the Toolbox is a production of Shondaland Audio in partnership with iHeartRadio.
It's the Scandal Rewatch Podcast Show with Guillermo Diaz and Katie Close.
Bellamy Young!
We have been waiting.
We have.
Everyone's been waiting. The gladiators have been waiting. The listeners
Yeah.
have been waiting. Guillermo and I have been waiting.
Yeah.
Okay, we are in the midst of season 3, but I knew that it was going to be for this
Oh,
episode.
100%. Yeah. We've been saving it for this. Like, this
we've been
is
saving it
your
for this.
episode.
There's no ramp bump. There's no prep needed because there is only one singular artist, actress, human being, animal saving, vegan, beautiful,
Yes.
looking and
Best
acting,
hugs and best kisses.
best kisses, best person on the
Yes.
inside and outside in the entire planet, the one and only Bellamy Young.
Yes.
For our
Yes.
first lady and president of the United States, Melly Grant.
Yeah. Or Smelly Melly, as I like to call her.
Melly. I still have a tank top that some wonderful gladiator made me that has all the iterations of Melly on it. I love that.
I love that.
love it.
Let me just tell all the gladiators listening, we're going to just fill you guys in real quick. We're talking about episode 307, which is called Everything's Coming Up. Melly! It aired on November 14th in 2013, so that is 11 years ago, written by Peter Nowak. Oh my God.
And it was directed by Michael Cattleman.
Peter Nowak created
How to Get Away with Murder.
guest starring
Yes.
Barry Bostwick as Jerry Grant.
Ugh.
What an asshole.
And
That
also-
role.
Yeah. And also, I wanted to say Lauren Stamile, and she plays Carla, who's so amazing in this episode. And also, Candy Alexander is introduced in this episode.
That's a laptop situation. She turns around and you're just like,
Yo.
She's unbelievable. And she doesn't even, I think she says like a word or two, and she's unbelievable.
Yeah, a couple of words. She's the jam.
The synopsis in Scandal Pace is Melly is still trying to recover from the public backlash of the last year, so she decides to do a hard-hitting news interview. Meanwhile, as Cyrus continues to plot against Sally Langston, we learn how Fitz, Melly, and Cyrus became a team.
Back at OPA, Huck continues to push Quinn away, but Quinn's bloodlust could get her into some dangerous situations. Many truths are revealed in a 15-year flashback. The flashbacks in this episode are epic. Just the facial hair and wigs alone deserve a shout out.
let us begin there because when I
Yes.
saw Jeff Perry as Derek Jacobi on the scene, I thought I could lose my shit.
Let me tell you, as a character that had a beard glued on my face often for homeless Huck or Hagrid Huck, as some people like to call him.
Hagrid Huck.
That shit is not fun. At least his was shorter, but mine was, I remember thinking, oh, damn, I'm in homeless Huck, so I can't eat. Because you can't eat because all the hair gets in your mouth when you're eating.
That is
It's the worst. It's
disgusting.
terrible.
Ugh.
Terrible.
Tanya Cryer, shout out to Tanya Cryer. We had worked on my flashback wig so hard. And we were both so excited for this flashback. And I was like, Melly's going to be tan and she's going to have a bob and she lives in California. She's going to be California. And we were overdoing the scene when Cyrus is leaving. And he's that man is your job.
Right. Forget it. I'm out of here. Yeah.
And I'm like, come back tomorrow. He'll be ready to work. But we were shooting that scene. And I'm not sure Cattleman had directed us before. I remember being nervous because I didn't know him. And they were he turned out great, Michael Cattleman, wherever you are. I didn't know they were sending footage over so Tom Verica could have eyeballs on it as we were going along. And they decided to do the flashbacks in like a blue filter. So it was different from present day. So we're outside in that driveway of that house over, not far from the studio. And it's hot. And so all the tape that's holding all of Jeff Perry's, not just hair on, but also his face back, because they've got those frownies on him. When I ever saw those.
To
were
make
like,
you look
oh,
super
Sutherland.
young. Yeah.
For those of you guys listening, not only did he, like that don't know, it means they take these like strings with tape and they basically
Give you a
pull back
facelift.
your excess neck skin and your cheek skin so that it like makes you go through like a wind tunnel to make you look younger.
Yeah, you don't have to have surgery, but for the 10 hours you're going to be filming, you look younger. And people, you should look into them, everybody. Better before you cut yourself. Just give yourself a little, try it out.
Yeah.
Test drive it. So we're out there and things keep popping. We have to stop and then glue him back down and glue him back down. I see Tom Barrack. I see a car come up like it's a cop show. And he pulls in and like parks out and falls out of the car, like leaves the door open, comes on set. And I think, well, it's not that bad. Don't make Jeff feel bad. And Tom goes inside and we all stop and we're like, what are we, honey, he's watched the video and I have tanned myself to a point under a blue filter at which I look like Carol and I have the same skin.
Oh my God.
To remedy the fact that they need to differentiate between me and Care.
Shut the hell up.
I am.
Wait, and you had already shot a bunch of stuff?
We had shot the first third of the day. But they were like, stop, we need to adjust the lighting. Are we going to keep the blue filter? What are we going to do? Can we take her makeup down?
See, he didn't like it either.
I love the idea behind it. And it looked, whatever everybody did, whether
They
they
fixed
adjusted
it.
the lighting
Yeah.
or took down the tan for your
Yes.
California beach babe, you look exquisite. Not
Yeah.
only that, but so much of your acting, and we always have a Kerry Washington School of Acting moment in this show, which definitely goes to Melly. Oh my God. Like,
yes.
you have, but I just like, between the flashback makeup and also like Melly not being the Melly we know yet, you're doing all these scenes where you're not as good at giving a speech or you're not as sure of yourself. You're not as
I know
confident.
she says amazing like 12 times. My amazing husband, and you're just amazing to be here. And we're going to be an amazing team. And
Yeah. That Melly version of Melly was so much closer to you, right? Obviously. I think.
I'll own it. That's cool.
Does everyone listening, Gladiators, know that Melly was not going to be Melly? Like, tell us how you booked this job and like it wasn't supposed to, it was because you made such an impression.
I don't know about that. So here's, the backstory being wonderful Linda Lowy that now everybody can love and appreciate because you guys spent such a wonderful hour with her. You guys, I loved that episode so
she's so
much.
great. She's the best.
She saved all of our lives.
All of our lives. So many lives. I just gone into audition for her for 500 different things and not booked 499 of them. I booked, which, like she said on, like when she was talking to you, you never know why you're in the room. Do your best work, leave your heart in the room, and go on about your life. Everything is in higher hands. So I done that a lot, swallowed all that taste of rejection, and I never really got to do Grey's because I did the private practice that was embedded in Grey's, the like embryonic private practice. So I was in that part. And that's the only Shondaland job I had.
Oh, wow.
But you guys were filming the pilot. The next day, they needed someone to stand beside Fitzgerald Grant and wave a little and be the wife. And Linda fucking Lowy, may we all bow down, called 5 of us in. Same 5 that had been there every other time when you're like side-eyeing each other and trying to be talking, but like thinking about, wow, she has
these bitches, not these bitches again. Yeah.
Exactly, these bitches.
Yeah.
But we had 2 lines, and one of them was live. Like there was a whole line, but they were all in there. I tried to think Tony had just directed me in a Dirty Sexy Money. And so I went out, you get the audition at 5:00 and you have to be there the next morning. But I went out the night before and bought some clothes I thought would be appropriate, which I never do. I hate to shop more than I hate to go to the dentist, but I have pearl earrings, little store-bought pearl earrings, and a blue. I don't know.
First, not everyone's got first lady like attire in their wardrobe. Right? I definitely don't.
So I was just thinking, because there wasn't a lot of text, I was like, who's the person standing next to Tony Goldwyn? That's what I was trying to, that's how I approached it. And I got that going, put my hair up, went in and said my 2 lines, and they gave me some adjustment, and I said them again. And
was it for Shonda?
Shonda and Betsy were in there.
They were all in there, huh? Yep.
Everybody's in that little tiny room. And then you leave. But then they called. And I got the part.
But didn't she tell you there was like going to be like 3 episodes and like a recurring guest star?
Pilot. I said my 2 lines and nobody talked to me at the pilot. I was just like glad to be there. I was literally just glad to be there. They did some stepping off Air Force One, or I don't know what we're stepping. It was like fake and Griffith
You were
Park.
like coming out of the airplane. Yeah.
And then it was over, and nobody says boo to you when you're a guest actor, and got picked up, and I got invited to the table read for the second episode, and I was like, oh yeah, there it comes. And I like wore my best dress, and I got all southerned up and showed up, and was just so happy to be there.
I remember that day. I remember you at the
do?
table read. Oh, 100%. And I remember you being so sweet and so kind. And I remember thinking, no shade, I was like, why is she friendly and kind and happy? She's just got a tiny role. And I was like, damn, she real happy for this small ass role.
That was it.
Yes, you could
I was
tell.
like, I'm in the room.
Yes.
And so we did the read, of course. It's wonderful. And I'm just like, I'm a part of something great.
Did you have a part? What do you do in the second episode? I don't
never
remember
seen
it.
I have no
I don't
idea.
remember it.
Anyway,
Okay,
and everybody sit still. I'm going to come around the room, and I'm going to tell you what your arc's going to be for the first season. You're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do this.
Who did, Shonda?
Shonda! And she got to me, and I'm like, oh, yeah, let me have it. And she was like, I want to write a presidential divorce. I think you're going to be here maybe 3 episodes, and it's going to be great. And I was like, and I was dying inside.
Yo, but cut to you like having more stuff to do on this show than anyone else. Yes.
Cut to you being elected as the president of the United States at the end of the 7th season. Melly Grant is the fucking president of the United States.
Ridiculous. Amazing.
I was so bummed. But I'm like, by
3
God,
episodes.
I'm going to get some good tape for my reel. If it kills me, I go to Lee Hilton Smith and I make her talk through my four words that I have per episode or
Lee
whatever.
Hilton Smith is an acting coach who's incredible.
Really?
I've gone to her for I've took class with her. Everybody look up if you're a prospect. If you're an actor in Los Angeles, and she does New York too. Lee Hilton Smith.
Yes,
You're
and
welcome.
Scott
Okay.
got that job with me and for me because I went with, if I had 2 words, if I had 2 pages, and then it was 4 pages, and
You
then
would
it
go to
was
them.
like 6 pages. And then I had a big fight with Liv. And then I got to stay all 7 episodes. And the trail was like, oh, what an episode.
So
and
good.
then I was like, fuck, I fucking did that. I was really just proud to have got taped like scenes for my reel.
You got 7 seasons of footage now
Yeah,
for your
dude,
reels.
every single
7
time.
seasons
And a Critics' Choice Award.
of juicy ass like acting. Yes.
One of the
yes.
all-time greatest, most loved, hated, revered, respected, shocking, incredible characters ever.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's the gift of a lifetime. And you guys still, people, don't they still talk to you? They still talk to
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Every episode, you would wait to get a call from your agents or something being like, you're in the next one. And would you be freaked out every single time? Okay,
Yeah.
Melly's going to be written off or she's going to be killed. Or you're auditioning for other things. And what if you would book something else?
I was also recurring on Criminal Minds, and we were trying to make them offer me like something over there. And so they were trying to leverage it. They didn't think anything was going to happen in the scandal for some reason. But then I thought for 7 years I was going to get killed off Scandal.
So did we. All of us did. Remember? Every new episode, we'd be like, I'm still here. Thank God.
Every episode.
But yeah, they tried to leverage Criminal Minds with Scandal. It did not work. P.S.
Right. Yo, but as an actor, right? These are so few and far between, these moments, these experiences where you do have a small role and then it turns into a big, significant role on a show. I did Weeds. I was supposed to do 4 episodes on Weeds, and I ended up doing 8 seasons of Weeds. And it was literally, I had 4 episodes, whatever. I was like a gangbanger, no big shit. And then next thing I knew, I was like, they kept bringing me back.
I can't imagine that show without you. It was you were so good.
Oh, thank you.
So good always.
And the other big one isn't Drea De Matteo. Like, she's the other famous one, like Bellamy Young
really?
and Cameron Diaz.
On Sopranos.
Yeah, De Matteo
Yes.
on Sopranos. Drea De Matteo's like a huge, prolific role.
Is she married to Turturro's character? Not Turturro. I'm thinking Michael Imperioli. She's married to Michael Imperioli. That's it.
I'm going to pull out my hair.
Mike Imperioli's wife on fucking The Sopranos
Yes.
also was a co-star. A
Right.
tiny co-star.
Right.
No, Josh was not a series regular until I listened.
Yes.
Oh,
That's right.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wasn't either. It's so crazy because when we started this podcast and we have to read guest starring Bellamy Young, George Newbern, it was so crazy. I'm like, what? They started the whole show. We were all on the same show. Can we talk about, like, how was it working with Barry Bostwick? Tony, like, your personal fave moments of the episode for you?
Barry's a legend. Rocky Horror Picture Show?
You guys, Brad. He's Brad in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I was like, what in the world? And he just is such a good human being. Easy on set. Especially I didn't know Cattleman and I didn't know Barry. And so I was like, oh, how's this going to go? But it was great because he is such a great actor and a great guy. So it was all wonderful. Lessons everywhere I turned, all through Scandal. It was like grad school, just like gobbling up all these wonderful lessons.
Yeah. We'll be right back, guys.
Wow, you are so good on this episode, Bellamy. It's terrifying. I
forgot about Huckface. I really did forget about Huckface.
There was a lot of Huckface. This is the episode where a spider bit me on my face.
On your eye.
Do you remember that, Katie? It got really serious. And so on the show, it looks like I got dead ass punched in the face. And you could see the little spider bite in some of the close-ups.
Cover up on your eye. Like, they did a good job. I don't think anyone else would have noticed. But I was like, oh, this is when Guillermo was having something fucked up. Like, happening.
What happened now to Guillermo? Yeah.
He's had a few things because he had a peanut allergy blow up and his whole face blew up when we were shooting. We've had some stuff.
And then this jazzy little spider comes and bites me on my fucking eye. Anyway, go ahead, Katie.
Bellamy, if you could even answer this in our years and years together. Yeah. I would like to know some of your all-time favorite Melly memories on set and some of your favorite Bellamy memories off set.
You know, I swear, I loved every second of being Melly. I loved it. I loved it because at first it was just like, who gets that great material, do you know? So I was just so grateful to have something great to work on and great people to work on it with. Eventually they'd write these little one-act plays and they shot Tony and he's like comatose in the bed. Jeffy and I have like a whole one-act play over his sleeping damn body. He had the easiest day that day. We were all like, oh, what's my next line? And he was like,
and he truly fell asleep probably, right?
Yeah, snored through part of it. And we were like,
oh, you got to wake up.
Yeah.
But I think about, at first I really also, because I'm not so good at conflict, but Melly was. So
yeah, she was.
First I was like really, I'd have these big fights with people and they'd be like, I'm so sorry. It's just the character and I'm just saying what they wrote. But eventually I was
You're so sweet.
I'm going to exorcise this part of me. I'm going to go to work and get that part out.
Get it out. Yep.
Love that.
Let's do this between her thighs. Let's have it out now. I can just remember with Jeffy or with Tony or with Carrie, we just got to do so much good work. It's the work I remember more than anything.
What I hate the most is that we didn't get to interact that often, right? No. Katie, myself, and Melly, which sucked. Can you guys remember if we did have a scene together?
It was a location. It was something to do with the election.
Right. Yes, yes.
I remember at the end
with Cornelius
your inauguration and all that because Carrie.
That's what it was.
Early. We did. There was an early one too. Maybe it was a flashback. No, it wouldn't have been a flashback. I'm telling you guys, I've never watched Scandal. I don't know what happened.
Wait, are you being serious?
No, I'm being serious because we tweeted.
Yeah, you would be the person that would watch the episode, but you were on the notes section of your phone writing all of your tweets and stuff like that. You were in your phone tweeting.
I've never seen it. Last night when I was watching the episode to come and talk to y'all today, I spent the first 10, 15 minutes just crying, just out of gratitude and joy and overwhelm and memories and I'm just so grateful that we were all there and that we got to do this. And I'm so proud of all of us.
Me too. It's like lightning in a bottle. We feel so lucky hosting this podcast, in all honesty, because I say this and I don't mean to sound conceited, but the show holds up and the work is so great and the writing is so great. And I'm watching everything on TV now. Yeah. And Scandal is right there.
Yeah. It's such a gift, yeah, that we got to rewatch it. And now we're far away
Far
from it enough
away, yeah.
where I can watch myself and not be like, oh God, why did I do that? I wanted to do it this way. I'm just enjoying it.
And I don't remember anything. Quinn comes up.
No,
in
I don't
something,
remember
and I'm
anything.
Like,
Yeah.
what? I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't know she did that. I
Yeah.
don't remember any of it.
Quinn did a lot in this episode.
I
Quinn
know.
really steps in it in this episode.
She really steps in it.
Wow. And the kissing. I didn't remember
Oh,
kissing
yeah.
George. I didn't remember you kissing George. There was
I didn't remember that either. Yeah.
I saw tongue between Melly Grant and Fitzgerald Grant, and I liked it.
Oh, yeah. I saw that too.
terrified. My husband
I
was
think it was Tony's tongue. And
It was
next time he
Tony's
comes
tongue
on
for
this podcast,
sure.
we're going to ask him. Now,
Oh.
look, in the days of Scandal, this was pre-intimacy coordinator. So
yeah.
we did not have any of this stuff. And also, Tony, I've also had to make out with Tony in scenes on Scandal.
That's right.
And he is the most respectable, amazing
Amazing.
dude. So I don't mean to be like, Tony slipped the tongue.
Oh, no.
Huck and Quinn tongued the
Oh,
shit
we
out of
tongue
each other
down
on this
all the
show.
time.
Tongued down.
Listen, it's got to be believable. You got to give, if they're that close up on your face and it's a marriage, come on.
We were
You
in
have to
your
throw the tongue
mouths in that scene.
Yes.
Wait, had you had like major sex scenes with Tony before like that? Where it was like, I'm gonna
I
put a
don't remember
baby-
that one, so maybe everybody else can tell us.
Right?
I remember the one where we had to be in the shower.
Oh, the shower one. We did that episode.
Oh yeah, I think we did that. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, how are you going to keep your modesty appliances on under the waterfall? And I remember that, but I don't think there was much other loving.
Right.
It was so believable, Melly.
with Tony, her and Tony.
Like that beginning sex scene was great. And the camera was all up in your shit. And I just thought you were so like giggly cute. Oh my God. And like, it's so great because we don't see that. These flashbacks are so great. We don't see this side of Melly. And this episode is really, it justifies so much of why Melly is who Melly is.
Yeah, I know. It was such a, like an act of compassion to meet her then and see her just loving fit.
This was your 752, Bells. I feel like this was your 752, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your flashbacks, your backstory, all that stuff. Yeah.
When you read it and saw that there was this rape scene between your father-in-law and you, were you like, let me do a quick email to Shonda?
No.
Or did you just jump in both feet and trust? What was your process around that insanity?
I didn't cotton on to the fact that we could have conversations with Shonda about changing scripts.
I would never do that. There was
Never did
I think Henry Ian Cusick was the only one that ever emailed her, I think.
I was still going to Lee. And I was like, how can I take care of myself in this? How can I tell this story the best? What can I say on set that keeps me, what's appropriate to say? Again, like you say, we didn't have intimacy coordinators. What's appropriate to say to take care of myself in this situation? And what do I just have to let go of and let happen?
Oh my God, Bells, you did a beautiful job. And not only that scene where he's attacking you and so sad, and then there's a moment when you just see Melly give up. And that's so powerful. It's just, you just lose all just expression on your face. And it's so beautiful. And then also what stood out for me was the scene when you're walking back into the bedroom where Fitz calls you to the bed. And it's close up on you, and we see him in the back.
Shower.
Oh.
You're like, and he's no, get over here.
I have chills right now. You can probably see the hair standing up on my arm. It's crazy. Your work was so beautiful in that scene.
It was just so sad and relatable. It was just the shame of it was easy to find.
Why do you think she doesn't tell him? Like, why does she not tell? It's not the right choice. It's the most interesting choice for the show, I think. I'm just like, it makes Melly who she is. I'm going to accept this. I'm going to not fuck up my marriage because of this. And I'm going to use it for our advantage because I am this is the birthplace of the political animal. Everything I've came to be to become Melly plus this equals the woman we know today.
That's the thing. When I read the script, it was like, oh, now it all makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I think looking back, like coming in the flashback in the moment, I think she is a person who doesn't see herself as a victim. Like she should have been able to stop it. And why did it happen? And not ready to share it yet. And then the yet never ends. And then knowing this gives me, as a lawyer mind, this gives me power. I will leverage this. And I'll deal with it emotionally another day. But right now I'm going to get what I need. And what I need is what we need. But then 15 years later, you are such a little puss ball of resentment. And so I was like, oh, that explains everything to me. About
Yes.
how she is, where she is, who she is in the present moment. Like all the rage and anger and disappointment. And again, whenever that was that I did at some time get to scream at him about it being my turn. Like, when was it going to be my turn after all I gave up for him?
Yeah. Do you think she ever told Fitz, thinking outside of what we saw on the show? I wonder if Melly ever had a moment where she told Fitz what happened. You know what I mean?
I don't think she did, which is an act of love in itself, because that is the most vicious thing. Like, when you think about mean things you could say to somebody in a fight, that's the most vicious thing. But I think especially like once little Jerry was deceased, I just think that was never.
Oh my God, Jerry, your son.
That's right. He died.
I forgot about that entirely.
I kind of did too.
What season is that?
Oh shit.
I don't know.
God.
That one upset me.
Yeah, that was a ton.
Why does Melly hate little baby Teddy so much?
Listen, first of all, it's little Gomez. Doesn't he look like from the Addams Family with that parted hair? I was like, why did they make him look like Gomez? Like baby Gomez from the Addams Family.
I'm laughing.
My favorite line in this whole episode is, he's huge.
He's huge. Oh my God. Bellamy, me too. I wrote it down as one of the memorable lines. He's huge. You could see the hate, Melly's hate for this kid.
Also, that little kid was a girl, right? That they just cut the hair to be a boy?
Wait. One of them was. I don't know if it was that one. One of them was.
Bellamy's laughing because she doesn't know.
I'm not sure that's terrible.
No, I think that one was a girl. I could be wrong. Was she
I'm
a
the
twin?
worst. I feel very bad that we always had twins, and I can't remember that part. I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that baby girl would come into the hair trailer when I was there, and they'd
be like, let's boy her
they'd be
up.
like, oh, look, she finally has grown in some of her hair from the last time she worked. And they'd be like, she's back. Time to give her that Gomez, dude.
Oh, yo, Katie, can we please have that actor on the podcast? How old do you think she is? How old do you think she is now?
She can definitely speak for herself. We have to have her on.
We have to have her on. And we have to have Bellamy back to be on that episode.
Well, on behalf of everyone, I apologize for your Gomez haircuts. I'm so sorry.
You're carrying this baby in the hallway, and who comes up to you? Kate Burton?
Sally.
It's Sally Langston, yes.
The only time in 7 years that Melly isn't coming from, doing something. I'm literally lying in wait, standing still in the hall, holding a baby, trying to look innocent, like waiting to try and lure Sally into a trap about her husband being a Lothario.
With baby Gomez. In your arms.
We will be back with more after the break.
I think the Kerry Washington School of Acting Award goes to Melly Grant in this episode and Bellamy Young's work. The award goes
100%.
to Bellamy Young.
Hell
From
yeah.
the beginning flashback scenes of you tongue smooching, it's the fucking best. And the giggling and all of this into the awful rape scene, into the post scene of the rape. And then I'm obsessed with your ending scene where you're doing the stuff you talked about. You're like toasting and you're just like, we're going to do it. And you're unsure, like your acting, Bellamy, is like, you're like so not as great as you became at giving a speech. And I know that was an acting choice and it was so good. But you win all the awards this episode.
Hell
and
yeah.
Deservedly so. We always talk about the food in the episode, which all I took for my notes was shitloads of grapes. Everyone's plate just has grapes on it. And I'm just like, oh, God. No adult grabs that as a snack. Like, clearly,
this was season 3 when a lot of us were like, oh, shit, I could see the camera does add 10 pounds. Let me get grapes for this scene. Let me eat grapes. But there was one person eating, and it was George in the car.
Yeah, George in the car.
What was
like
he
a
eating?
nasty sandwich or something, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
God. We had to make out, too.
I was going to say, how is that? It's so funny to watch that.
Knowing their relationship now that they're
oh my God,
a brother,
he's like the best. I remember reading it and being like, are we doing this? Is this what we're doing? First of all, I felt bad at the time because I remember this, but we're 25 years different, I think, or maybe 22, something like that.
Yeah, that
And
makes
he
sense.
was getting a lot of shit in the pickup line at his kid's school.
Oh, he
Because his-
was?
Yeah, because his kids were like young, and then all the moms and dads would be like, saw a scandal last night. Like, how's it?
Oh, shit.
It's so stupid, but I remember that going on. But no, I remember it being completely out of left field. And then I remember not really getting it. And then when we shot it, I was like, oh, this is hilarious and amazing and so scandal. And it makes perfect sense. And I'm just not ever smart enough to be a scandal writer. So I would never come up with something like this. But it's perfect. And we just have chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And completely different than the Quinn Huck chemistry.
Yeah.
It's a totally
Yes.
different thing.
Yeah.
But that betrayal, oh my God, you did that. Oh my
Ugh.
God.
I don't remember doing it. I don't remember shooting it. I don't remember
Really?
sticking a thing in a guy's hand. I don't remember running like that. Was I out of my mind? I don't remember like having blood on. I don't remember any of it.
Wow. It was really good.
I think the episodes were coming so fast and furious at this point.
yeah,
like,
we didn't have time
I completely remember
to think about that shit. Yeah.
episode 7 in the first season when Quinn is also covered in Gideon's blood. I remember shooting it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember shooting it. I remember every minute of it. But now that we're in episode 307,
Season 3.
and the next one was probably like coming in 2 days, and I was like
Yeah.
Yes.
so stressed about memorizing the lines. And
Or it was 3 episodes later, and this was a reshoot one night, a pickup by a dumpster, like you're being recruited.
Right, right.
That's why I can't remember anything, because there was so much extra film. Do you remember the Lena Dunham episode? Whatever we did, she might have lived at the table read and died in the episode, or maybe it's opposite. So much changed.
I remember going into ADR and saying, oh, I can't wait till we get to that Scandal Rewatch podcast. Whoever that actor was, I don't remember. I will get there when we get there. But I remember being in ADR and then being like, nope, he's dead. And he was alive when we shot it. And they just literally changed my line when it was on his back. That was like, and he never woke up again. And I turned to the sound department and I was like, wait, this guy is dead? Yeah, he's done. I was like, oh my, which means
like dead in real life?
No, somebody just didn't like him. They just like, that's hilarious, Guillermo.
I was like, wait.
Oh no, don't even say
Oh
it.
God, no.
Katie, you that was your burden this whole series, is you were always in ADR changing the storyline. You always
because Quinn had to do so much plot in later on in later seasons. Quinn, will get there, had a lot of the plot talking about when we were doing the cases of the week. And so when they would rejigger the plot for whatever way, they could just change it when it was not on my face, but on the back of my head. So I was going in there and changing so much plot. It was unbelievable. It was so fun. Okay, so we've got grapes for food. We've got the acting moments.
But wait, I just want to throw in one acting moment, an honorary mention. Darby. There's the scene in Olivia's office. She tells Olivia, I'm going to hug you now. You could just stand there, but you have to take it. And that was brilliant. Both of those actors were so amazing in that scene. And it was hilarious too. It was hilarious. Like she's going to hug you.
And so moving. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Gee, hit us with the horror. How does this episode have anything to do with horror films?
Listen, first, Bellamy Young did a movie that I freaking love called The Night Stalker with Lou Diamond Phillips about the prolific serial killer Richard Ramirez. It's a stellar film. It's so good, and your work is good. Your wig is good in that movie. I love that. Sexy as hell.
I had bangs. It was great. But can we give it up for Lou? My dear Lou Phillips played Richard Ramirez.
Scary as hell.
That was a hard one to let go
Was
of.
that tough? What was that like shooting that movie?
That was scary. It was scary. We had a wonderful...
Who did you play, Bells?
I was a sort of fictionalized character that I'd go as a lawyer trying to find information on some other victims that I think are linked to him. And as he's dying and on death row, I have all these... At first, he dies eventually. But I have all these one-on-one interviews. It's us talking to each other, me and Lou. And just his work was so beautiful. And it was so fun to try and keep up with that.
Bells, I did some research when I was looking up the film again just to read up on it. I've seen it a couple of times and I love it so much. But I read that some of Richard Ramirez's artwork was actually up in the cell, in the scene when he's in the cell, the actual artwork that this maniac did.
Yeah.
I got chills when I read that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
People are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, when you hear shit like this,
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
God. Like,
I know that scared me. I was like, don't come. I don't want any of this to come home with me.
So y'all got to go watch The Night Stalker.
yes, Bellamy was in The Cottage in 2012.
Yes.
We made that.
And we made that one, she says. And she was in My Sleep in 2010. I don't know any of these, but Bellamy,
Barely.
you've been around. This is also why Scandal was so fucking great, because me being the baby, but coming in, every single one of you had worked for a very long time, like consistent, working, journeywomen actors in the truest sense. And we were all just hoping and praying that time hadn't run out and someone would give us some sort of a shot for financial stability and good material and just doing that dream life where you get to show up every day at an acting job that you like to be at. And between Bellamy and Guillermo and Jeff Perry and Dan Bugatinsky and Tony Goldwyn, even though, yes, he had done big stuff, but it had been like not of recent, I feel like. And even Kerry Washington, everyone was so thrilled and grateful to be there. No one was like, oh, please, this is a dime a dozen. We can get this. Everyone was like, no one blow their nose too hard or say the wrong thing. Just steady. Keep it going.
Moving forward.
Do you want to run lines? Should we practice?
Yes, we were so good about that, right? We would always run. We were such good boys and girls. We really were like, let's run lines, guys. Because we had to get them out so fast that we had to.
Yes.
We had to do
no
that.
greater pain than being the person, the weak link.
Oh, that messes it up.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Woo, there's that.
Oof.
Okay, we have Barry Bostwick was the narrator in Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell in 2019. I don't know. It's like
I
I'm
haven't
reading
seen that
something
one
in
either.
Japanese.
But
Okay,
and
great.
of course, again, he was Brad in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's still playing in theaters around the world at midnight.
Oh,
it's
a
the midnight
timeless
movie.
classic of epic proportion. Okay, we've got word for the words, just the writing for the episode, a couple standout moments from the ep.
Yeah.
For me, I'm doing a standout words for the words and a cringe moment of my acting is when Quinn says they dead. I can't. I literally can't.
Wait, when do you say they dead?
We're going in a round table about the people who were murdered on the plane when Fitz shot down the plane. And they're like, and everyone's doing fast one-liners. And everybody on the plane, Quinn goes, they dead.
Are you kidding me?
Not
What?
kidding. It is horribly delivered.
They did.
They did. It shouldn't have been mine. It's not good. I hope somebody laughed and it brought somebody joy because everybody else.
I'm
just
gonna
fast
rewatch
forward.
it just for that line.
Horrible.
They did.
It is. They did. It's not good at all. I love James' line, "You control everything," which is exactly why I want to have sex with you and kill you at the same time.
Yes.
Also, fashion moment. He has the biggest, silliest tie on at the
Bow
end.
tie.
Bow tie.
Yes, the
Big pink.
amazing.
Amazing tie.
So terrible, but so good. Also, another fashion moment is Harrison's wearing pink suspenders. Did you guys clock that?
I
And
didn't
they're
clock
really,
that, but
they're
I like
actually
it.
dope.
Mine, yeah.
Yes. And another fashion moment, Carrie's wearing a black coat with a white collar and white cuffs at the top of the show.
Which is opposite for her.
It's very Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, I don't know who the
See.
designer is, but it's killer.
I love this episode so much. I loved your work in this so much. I'm just so grateful we ended up all together. What else do we have to talk about? We've got fun facts for the app. It's revealed that Olivia did know that her father's B613 alias name was Rowan. Cyrus mentions that he was married to a woman.
Yes, he
years
does.
ago. We learned that in this episode.
Yeah.
And the big, which we talked about, like the big reveal, we meet that Kerry Washington has a mom.
That's
And it's played by Candy Alexander, and it's the greatest reveal ever.
Next week can't get here soon enough.
Can't
Yes.
get here
I'm gonna
soon
watch
enough.
those two humans fight and work.
What a
and live.
gift, man.
Yes.
Yes.
We have some
Pew, 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 pew,
tweets of
pew,
the
pew, pew.
time, our
Oh.
time capsule, some tweets of the time. I freaking love this. At Chris Allegra on November 15, 2013 said, Melly Grant said she's a Tar Heel. It explains so much. #scandal. So Melly Grant went to UNC.
I hope it explains so much in a good way.
In a good way,
I don't
please.
think she did. That way, I can't remember where she did go, but I think it just means
Harvard.
she grew up in,
North Carolina.
I grew up in North Carolina.
Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, and we even say Asheville when in that scene.
Oh,
when
no
he
way.
went to bed. I was like, my dad just called. He wanted to talk to his little girl, and which is my home.
I love it.
Write that because they knew you were from Asheville?
I guess so. It'd be too weird if they didn't, right?
Remember, we used to say that we felt like there was cameras in our trailers or on set because shit would pop up and you'd be like, wait, how did you know that I went to Incarnation Grammar School, whatever it was?
It's because she gave herself Alexas as
Yes.
a gift. Season 2, she could hear everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yo, and then so Tyler J. Martins tweeted, I just watched Scandal and I am curled up into a ball on my bed shouting, Melly, into my pillow. I'm so emotionally stable. Hashtag emotionally stable.
This is also a good Melly one. Lula D at I Run with Lula tweeted, you declare war on me and you shame me and you make me beg for scraps and I've done nothing but fight for you. Damn, Melly.
Say that again.
Hashtag scandal.
Katie Babs tweeted, finally watching last night's Scandal. And Cyrus was rocking the rug on his head and a beard 15 years ago. He sure was. He was doing something to that wig.
It was
Something was happening up there.
It was a lot. At Adela Afadi wrote, OMG Scandal. What? No way. My heart can't take ARGJDKFMFLK. That's just like a lot of gibberish because she's having a fucking hard time. What a gift to Bellamy Young to come on, rewatch Scandal podcast. You're going to have to come back again because I
10 more times.
We didn't even touch base on all the personal
No.
memories and
But we will.
friendship juice and gossip.
It feels like we've been talking for 10 minutes.
Oh, I know. Is it really? Oh, shoot. All right. Well, no, I miss you guys.
We miss you too, Bells. What are you doing right now, Bells? What are you working on right now?
What are you going to eat?
And what are you going to eat? And what are you working on? Yes.
No, what am I working on? My dearest friend Faye and I wrote the first book in a sci-fi YA trilogy, and we just did the
Shut
picture
up.
for it. So we're just getting that off the ground. That's what I'm working on.
Oh, that's exciting.
Guys, Bellamy Young went to Yale. She's all
Yes.
smart.
I don't know about that, but we love the science.
Are you a sci-fi fan?
Yeah, I am. And I also just like tech and like where the world is going. And now the question where like what we're all facing with AI. And anyway, we just had this idea that wouldn't leave us alone. And now we've written the first of 2 books. And
That's exciting. Can you share the title or not yet?
I think not yet.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
shush.
exciting.
You'll tell us at a later time. What are you going to eat today?
What are you going to eat?
I'm starving
I think
right now.
I'm going to make us a big veggie stir fry. So like tofu and some broccoli and some
Ooh,
spinach.
yum.
And like that kind of thing. 'Cause it's rainy here. And
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yo, we didn't even get to talk about all the amazing vegan fried chicken that Melly got to eat on the show, right? You were obsessed with it, weren't you?
Was. They made that special for us, like vats and vats of it. You're not going to get healthier heading to Doomy's, but it's going to be delicious. And they're still there, I think. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Doomy's for lunch.
Hello.
Get me some vegan fried chicken.
I'm getting a veggie stir fry. That sounded so
Oof,
freaking
that
delicious.
sounds so good.
Bellamy, there is no Scandal without Melly Grant.
Oh,
That's what I can
Correct.
say. And there is no Melly Grant without Bellamy, whose
We
name
love you
is
so
really
much, Bells.
Amy.
Yeah.
Amy
Huh.
Young.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
what's your middle
like
name?
Maria. My mother
No
wanted to name me
way.
Gretel or Heidi. My
Maria.
dad was like, give me a minute. And he was like, Amy Maria Young, her initial spell her name. And she was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. I love that so
And
much.
I'm old, so we monogrammed everything back in the day, and it was like AYM, so it looked dumb. So it didn't.
Oh,
Aim.
hilarious.
We didn't really lay on that plane, but he tried. At least, yeah. I wouldn't.
Oh, Amy Maria Young, we love you
We
more.
love you.
I love you more than my luggage. As they say in Steel Magnolias, I was trying to think of something Southern. Love you more than my
Bells,
luggage.
Southern
Love you so
Bellamy
much.
Bells.
I love you, and you guys are doing such a good job. The podcast is so good.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
thanks,
you, Bells.
baby.
It's so soon.
Thank
Miss
you.
We're
We
having
love
so much
you.
fun. Thank you guys for joining us on Unpacking the Toolbox. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe, share with your friends, rate, or leave us a review.
Scandal is executive produced by Sandy Bailey, Alex Alche, Lauren Homan, Tyler Klang, and Gabrielle Collins. Our producer and editor is Vince DeJohnny, with music by Chad Fisher.
Scandal is a production of ABC Signature, and you can follow along by rewatching Scandal on Hulu.
Unpacking the Toolbox is a production of Shondaland Audio in partnership with iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from Shondaland Audio, visit the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you subscribe to your favorite shows.